My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I'm Arakir Galadurathan, the head of the submod Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the remnants of Angmar. I was going to say Kingdom again, I always do. Now, I've got quite a few things actually to talk about before we begin, but I'm pretty sure you'll be pleased because the wait is over. Now, this video, of course, has gone up on Monday, and all I will tell you at this stage is that we hope to get 1.1 out this week. Now, I will say that because as of recording this episode, 1.1 is kind of ready to go, so you may already have it. However, if you don't, it's definitely coming within the next week, I should imagine, because we are now just testing that the installer works. And we're on our third attempt to test the installer works because the installer has worked every single time, but there's been a few files missing, a few problems here and there. But 1.1 is on its way if it is not already available to you all. So there is that. And what I'd just like to cover at the beginning is some major changes that you will get at the start with 1.1. The changelog I will put into the comment section of this video, despite the fact that the changelog has been posted on ModDB for some time, and a couple of days now, and the changelog is always available on Total War Center. But people don't really go out and get stuff on their own, do they? But I also just wanted to apologise. There was no stainless steel video yesterday. Last week was all over the shop. This week we will be back to normal and with our new schedule, whereby this coming Saturday will be a day with no video unless I record that second part of that Heroes video. And then that is how it will stay. I will try and drop down to 5 videos a week. Mostly for, as I say, I don't want to saturate the channel, and also I don't want to get frustrated and essentially bored with it. And if I do too many videos a week, then that is an inevitability. And I also think it's better to stagger videos. If you love something, set it free and it comes back, you know, that kind of, in a strange way, that kind of applies, whereby you don't want a video every single day, because it's better to create a little bit of scarcity. Scarcity drives up the prices. Anyway, so 1.1. One of the major changes you'll see straight away when you play is diplomats. In an attempt to counter the outrageous amount of diplomats that the AI builds, I tried to make a building whereby once that building is built, it can never be built again. But unfortunately, you do need a script to do that, and I don't want to add more scripts. So instead, what I've done is most nations, of our 24, 25 factions that you can play as, something like 18 of them had a unique building in their capital city. So what I've done is I've moved diplomats into those unique buildings, and I've created about 8 new unique buildings for the ones that didn't have them. And these unique buildings are hinterland buildings, which means nothing to you, but that's what in the coding in the files, if a building is designated as hinterland, it means it cannot be destroyed. So I think we're at an end turn, so I probably should just do that while I'm rambling on, because there's almost 100% possibility these turn times are going to go slowly. I just did a test first turn on the 1.1 build, and it took ages, so I think this is going to as well, but we shall see, you never know. And, oh no, that's not going slowly very much at all. So the diplomats now come out of this unique building, so you'll only get, I set the diplomat limit to 2, but it seems to be from reports that you only actually get 1. So you get 1 diplomat basically from your nation, and in order to train any more diplomats you will need to take the cities that hold these unique buildings. Now in almost every case they are capital cities, except for the following. For the Northern Dunedain, the diplomat is trained out of Amun Sul, not Fenestrinen. That's the major change, and I believe that's it. I think everyone else comes out of their capital city. So it's only the Northern Dunedain. Oh, we're doing very well. And they want us to take Bardi Donionic. That turn time did go quickly, didn't it? So, Lordy be praised! So the Northern Dunedain, you train your diplomat out of Amun Sul. Now, the reason I'm going to such detail, 5 minutes to explain this, is because I am anticipating the reams of comments of people saying, how do I train diplomats? I can't find how to train diplomats. I've built the inn and I can't even train a diplomat out of it. Oh my god, you've totally broken the game. What have you done? And to all of you idiots, I say this, listen to me. For as I have said, they now come out of the unique buildings. Now for Mythlond, they come out of the new highest level port, which isn't really new. I've just stopped everyone else from building the highest level port, and only now Umbar and Mythlond can. And in Mythlond, it's just called the Haven, and that builds your diplomats. And in Umbar, it's called the Black Haven, and again, that builds your diplomats. other differences are canned. Now for canned, you start the game off with a diplomat, but you can't train any others. So you have to conquer someone's capital in order to train more diplomats when playing as canned. And I think that's it. Everyone else, it is capital cities, and it is a unique, non-destroyable building, or indestructible building. Oh, and the other major change as well, which you will see straight away if you play as Brie or anyone in the Eriador region, is that Brie has got pre-built highways. That is correct. I wanted to add highways quite a while ago, and there was a problem I ran into, but fortunately someone in the forums called El Monstero, perhaps and arguably our greatest beta tester, he has provided so much feedback, and many of the changes that you are seeing are due to his diligent testing. And he suggested we add highways, and he got round the problem I was experiencing. So we've got highways back in the game, and they are only available for Gondor, Dol Amroth, Umbar, the Northern Dunedain, and the Dwarves. Now, I appreciate that the Dwarves probably wouldn't bother building highways above ground, but that's not to say that they couldn't, so I gave the Dwarves the ability to do it. And the highway does have a unique look, so there's a third tier of road upgrade. It's much darker stone, and it's a lot wider, and so the highways have been added in. So those are two key changes for 1.1 that may not have been touted before. I may not have spoken of before now. So there you go. So if you're already enjoying 1.1, then I'm pleased. Welcome to the fun. If it hasn't come out yet, then it's purely because we didn't get any results. As I record this, I've literally just put the third installer that we've made up into the group for them to test that it works and that there's no crashes, there's no problems. So if there are problems, however, I'm away for almost all of Sundays. So if there are no problems, I'll upload it today onto ModDB, Mediafire, we're good to go. If there are problems, however, it will not be till the evening that you're all watching this, if not later in the week. So, but it should be this week. So there you go. The channel is fundamentally rooted in DaC, so I don't feel bad about spending almost 10 minutes telling you about DaC coming out. But we should probably turn our attention back to Angmar. There are a few other things I will talk about in a moment, but I'll get to them in a moment. So, Garth Helagoth. Oh, Garth Helagoth, by the way, means Ice Castle. Or something extra, because from my learnings yesterday, the unique building I've given to Angmar is called Barad Heleg, which just means Ice Tower, the Ice Tower. So Heleg is clearly ice. Now, I know that Garth means fort or castle or minor military installation, but I can't remember what the off is. It's something like Icicle Fort or Great Icicle. No, AOF isn't great. Anyway, I don't know. So, righty-ho. Our challengers here are Linden, of course, who are coming in full force for Ostgelon, where our entire ruling family resides, including all of our unique generals. But holding them in the city is probably our greatest chance for victory. To be honest, I can't see us winning any other way. So we don't have too much choice here. I can build a slave pit there. What's our money looking like at the moment? Oh, about 1,100. Now in the south, where did that big Northern Dunedain army go? I don't like it when you can't see them.
Objective complete. Objective
Oh, balls. No, I've been caught totally out. Oh, you idiot. It's just bad move after bad move with me, isn't it? Just can't seem to play this game. Right, you guys go to Gobadrine. I'm going to ignore Ruskia then, because it's a crappy little village, so I don't think we are going to go for it. But I also think I'll ignore Fuerost, because the Dunedain... Oh, no, look, it's 52% Dunedain. That means they can use it straight away. And it's bordering... Where's Bardi Donionak as well, where he just told us to get? Oh, look, that's just there. I think we should sweep in for that. Let's do that. So all of you are coming to Bardi Donionak. You're going to go to Gobadrine.
We have completed an objective.
So there we are. Oh, look, you can get free upkeep here as well. Oh, you can get more than one free upkeep. You can get 3 free upkeep. Town Hall, Castle Hall, sorry. And you two don't cost very much. Yeah, I'll take both of you because you never know. And you, gentlemen, make your way south to join them.
Objective complete.
Get me the wargs if you can. Troops, we must get troops. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, you didn't hear me cough, did you? I need that to grow as well, but what is its level at? 6,000. Can't do anything with that. Oh no, Angmar, what are we to do? It's another end turn, isn't it? Here we go. Everybody hold your breath. Another change that has come, which has been long sought after, and I, to be honest, do agree with it, because we kind of half-heartedly dealt with it. I say we. I half-heartedly dealt with it, but now we've dealt with it more succinctly, and that is that I have totally removed assassins. I know that players probably enjoy getting the ability to play with assassins, but they were causing too many griefs. I mean, I've fallen foul of assassins on 2 occasions. Once they killed Captain General Boromir at the height of his power, probably a couple of years ago when I was playing as Gondor, and it just seemed outrageous. Also, I've lost Prince Adrahil to assassins before, and giving them only to Harad and Umbar, or was it Harad and Rune? No, it was Harad and Umbar, I think. Gave them a massive advantage when you fought in the south. Now, I can appreciate that it was an added layer of complexity you had to deal with as a general in the south. You had to be aware that you could be assassinated. That was a very real threat. And you had to deal with it as you would. But the grief that it causes so many people, I think it's worth getting rid of. So I have them. There are no more assassins.
We have completed an objective.
Oh, look, hello. Oh, the Northern Dundine are closing in. They ignored Amun's soul. Madness!
Let us settle matters on the field of battle.
Yes, let us. Kandum, how you did, Lynn? Not training a single one. Not trained. You're in Gobadine. Likes us enough now. Things are going interesting. Now, elves, do we do a preemptive strike? It looks very much like they're going for Thorin's Halls, which is a huge moneymaker for us at the moment, and we've left it garrisoned with nothing. But this army will beat us. This army, on the other hand, I don't think will. Our generals can deal with that, so we'll go for it. Preemptive strike! Save the battle. Battle Angmar. On to battle. Erutulkian. Do you know why it's Erutulkian? Because C never takes on a silent or a soft form in Sindarin. It's always a hard C, like a K. Artillery. They've got 1 unit of archers, which we can run down easily enough with our superior generals. May your beard never grow thin. Of course, the biggest changes of 1.1, and I probably will sometime this week do a major changes overhaul video or a video to show you the major changes. But the biggest change, of course, comes in the form of the fix for the pathfinding. So all of those problems that many of you report with gates not working and things like that, they now do work. Is long and short of it. And of course, Saruman now works as well. If you give the ring to him, the script will then progress as intended. You guys will just stay out of this. In fact, we'll move even further back. Oh, that's as far away as we can go. Go up there. There you go. We'll do it all with generals. So Saruman works, pathfinding now works. So those are key fixes. As I said, there's a few changes to... There's a change to the layout of the Gundabad settlement, and there's changes to the strategy models, the campaign level models of the Gundabad settlement, of Thranduil's Halls, which has been raised slightly, of all Orc castles. The flag above the castles no longer glitches into the castle itself. The Black Gate now has the Towers of Teeth. And I think that's it. Now, Henneth Anun has black textures in the cave itself, and from what I can tell, I know the theory of how to fix that, but I can't actually find the file anywhere, and I'm very concerned that even in Third Age Total War, they may have forgotten to fix that. That might be a lasting bug from Third Age Total War that we've discovered. So that's cool if it is. Right, we're in.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
We will smash the enemy. Massively outnumber them in this engagement. We've killed 15% already, and Agandaur arrives. If you're interested, just because I spent hours last night actually, from about 11 till about 2 in the morning adding these diplomat buildings. The new buildings are as follows. In Mythlond you get this new naval dry dock. That's all it is. So the port system is port, shipwright, dockyard, naval dry dock. And in towns now, no one can get the naval dry dock. The only two present on the entire map are the new Haven structure in Mythlond, simply called the Haven, and the Black Haven found in Umbar. And those are the two instances of the naval dry dock. Now, the castle version of the naval dry dock can still be built by Dol Amroth and Umbar, and they can be built anywhere, but the Black Haven and the Haven are restricted to Umbar and Mythlond alone, and they train these diplomats. Now in Angmar there's a new tower called the Barat-Haleg, which is the Ice Tower, taken very much from the Battle for Middle-earth. The centerpiece of the Angmar fortress was the Tower of Sorcery, or Tower of Loathing or something, I can't remember what it was called.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Shoot them, you stupid fools. The problem is those archers will skirmish. So the Barat-Haleg, which is taken from Battle of Middle-earth, but I called it the Ice Tower, and I've given it an Ice Towery kind of UI. Now I must apologise for the UI, but the upside of the essentially poor, the quality is nowhere near the same as the buildings we have, and it is in fact just an image of a unique building that I have created into a UI. But at least they're all exactly the same. So every single unique building in the game follows this exact same UI pattern. So even though the image quality may be a bit blurry, only on the smaller UI, not when you actually right click on it for information, the image is absolutely fine. But the smaller one seems to blur up. And but the UIs are all identical in their how they look. So if you can't tell straight away from the image what it actually is, you can at least tell that it's a unique building owing to the UI. So I tried to counter the fact that the quality is not as good as the base game by doing that. But so there's the Barat-Haleg in Angmar. In Dunland, I copied the Clan Hall building that Ennard Wythe gets, which they get in Alkfood, and I added that to Dunlarak, and I called it Wolf's Hall, and that is their version of this diplomat thing. It's just called Wolf's Hall, and it's just a clan building. Now, I should say that all of these unique buildings give you some bonus on top of training diplomats. So you get something else as well. Many of them are kind of faction specific. They're tailored to what they might actually do. So, for example, the Black Haven in Umbar severely reduces the cost of training ships because it is essentially just the highest level port. And little things like that. The Misty Mountains one gives you more free upkeep because it's essentially a vast cavern network is the unique structure I gave for them, Angmar bodyguards. But so there we are. So speaking of the Misty Mountains, they got something called the Goblin Caves or Goblin Caverns, and it's essentially just a unique building which represents the fact that the goblins in Goblin Town delved vast caverns into the ground. And so I gave that to them. And that's, as I say, in Goblin Town. In Dale, I created a building called the Palace of Girion, named, of course, for Bard's ancestor Girion of Dale, the last king before the dragon Smaug destroyed the city. And it is just a palace, and it just gives bonuses and trains your diplomat. In Erebor, I added the throne of Thrain I, who is the first real kind of king of Erebor. Despite Erebor being a mining colony for a long time, it isn't until Thrain takes up residence that it becomes the seat of power for the Longbeards, Durin's line. And so it's the throne from the movie. It looks so good, I wanted to add it in. And so they get the throne of Thrain. In Dorwinion, you get a building to represent the vast backstory I gave Dorwinion about being Vintner Court this and Vine Regent that. And so I added a building called the Vintner Court, and that is the Dorwinion one. That is found in Karas Sant. Additionally, the bodyguards of Dorwinion can now be trained out of Karas Sant instead of Karas Falathrim, as it is supposed to be. Now, we'll pause before we talk about any more, because we really need this army to attack us so we can kill it and move off and defend Thorin's Halls. Now, Thorin's Halls doesn't need much to defend it. I mean, my generals probably could, but I also need them to kill this army. I don't think we can take that army if we attack it. That's the problem here. But this is pretty much all Linden has. This is their full offering. And with the loss of Ered Luin, they'll be losing trade. They're not bothered about Perth and Loon, though. They're just walking right past it. But Oskelon... I suppose we could abandon Oskelon, because this is far less important than Thorin's Halls is. That gives us 216. That gives us 1,000. So I think that's what we're going to do. Have I got a diplomat anywhere? No, we've only got a spy. Bugger. because Oscalon is not going to like us. Destroy stuff to gain money. That's everything we can destroy and get the most out of it. Hopefully it will rebel, and because it's not elven enough to go elven, its strongest following is dwarves by the looks of it. So if we can get it to rebel, the elves might not get it. It might go rebel.
Let's get ready for fighting.
And we'll head them off to try and get Thranduil's halls. And we end the turn again. For that is all we can do at this time.
No sleeping here.
He'll only get there in one turn, but then we probably will attack that because the Dunedain do not get a garrison in Bari Donionach. Oh, they've just arrived in force though. Right, so that was the Vintner Court. The forces of Rune get something called the Tent of the Lok Khan, or the Tent of the Khan, and I'm afraid it is heavily, in fact it is entirely based on the Age of Empires 2 campaign when you play as Genghis Khan. In, I think, the second mission, you have to defend the Great Tent from, is it Kublai Khan? Is the antagonist of that level. And it's basically based on that, but the artwork is nothing like that, but that's the kind of theory. So in Mistrand, you get a unique structure called the Tent of the Khan, and it's meant to represent his seat of power in Mistrand. Oh dear, they did arrive, didn't they? Christ alive, they arrived in...
It will be an
He
honor
brought some
to come
ballista.
and
He
get
brought a catapult.
you. I
He
will
brought a
not
catapult.
address you.
Oh, we're really scraping the barrel of doing the Dunedain's forces now, I've just realised. If they're building armies made up almost entirely of siege equipment, something's going wrong.
Listen up. No sleeping here. Oh, get ready for fighting. Pick your feet up.
Was that your best
Now, if he
shot?
takes that, which he will, there is no two ways about it, he will take that. But we should arrive only 2
Get ready
turns
for
later,
fighting. Attack.
which means that we will take a general, and all we will lose for it is Oskelon, which is fine, because if that, as I say, if that can go rebel, Lyndon might not take it. It's a gamble, but everything we have to do at the moment is a gamble.
No sleeping here.
Right, the last one then as well, because there's only one more to go, is Harad. In Harad, there's something called the Black Palace. And that is built in Finabel, the capital city, and that trains your diplomats. Oh, those wargs are training. Right, let's take Bari Donionak down, because it will call in those people standing around it.
Kill them all.
And we'll easily crush those. The wargs can head out and kill the 2 siege equipment, no problem there. And the defenders are just 58. Dear, oh dear, this is ripe for the taking. We were worrying about stretching ourselves too thin, but it looks certainly like the Northern Dunedain have in fact stretched themselves too thin, so there we are. And for the rest of the world, Brie train their diplomats from the Prancing Pony, Isengard train it from Orthanc, Ered Luin train it from Thorin's, I think it's called the Chamber of Ered Luin or something, I don't know, it's in Thorin's halls. The Northern Dunedain train it out of the Watchtower of Amun Sul, a unique building in Amun Sul. Imlad just train it out of the Last Homely House, Enedwaith out of their Great Clan Hall, Anduin train it out of a new building called the Carrock. Should have mentioned that. So the Carrock, which obviously is the river crossing, I've now made into a unique building in Celeburg, their capital city, and you can train it out of that. Oh dear. Sorry, cough, cough, cough. In Khazad-dûm, you train it out of the Chamber of Marzabul. I can't remember if that's east or west, but you get a free diplomat when you take Khazad-dûm anyway, so it matters very little. Right. Oh, yes, look at that. We'll wait a bit, actually, because we've got a long time before they get anywhere near the castle. But we will move those ones in. Oh, dear. So, Karas Galathon, you train it out of the Mirror of Galadriel, because I didn't want them to come out of the Palantir, or the Palantiri. But the Mirror of Galadriel acts as a kind of standalone structure, and it's kind of considered the palace of that place as well. I mean, the Mirror is obviously standalone at the base, but surely it's part of the palace complex. So, I should have sent the general in. This was a really bad idea, actually. Because the general can easily take that lot down. Oh, I do that so much. So it comes out of the Mirror of Galadriel for Karos Galathon. For Rohan, you train it out of Meduseld. This is the diplomat I'm talking about here in this long string. Mordor comes out of Barad-dûr. For Gondor, it comes out of the White Tower of Ecthelion. And for Dol Amroth, it comes out of the Tirith Ayar. And those are where you get your diplomats in version 1.1. So as I say, if you want more than one diplomat, because that seems to be what it's defaulted to, which doesn't bother me. I mean, it just doesn't bother me at all. Then if you want more than one, you've got to capture capital cities from other nations. Or Amun-Sul. And if you play as Khand, you get a diplomat at game start anyway, but then after that you need to capture someone else's. Now you could ask me, Galadurthan, Arakir, Ed, Galu, why on earth did you give Khand no structure to create and train diplomats? And of course my answer to that would be some spiel about that Khand are nomadic, and that they're very, very much newcomers to the arena of Middle-earth, and diplomacy is something entirely alien to them, as they may not even speak a shared language with the enemies that they come to attack. And any of one of those things could well be the truth. But in actuality, I forgot to give them a unique building, and then when I thought about it, I thought, no, you know what, it would be cool to have one faction who has to actually gain diplomats by conquering others. And so I just gave them a diplomat and settled at that. Which I can appreciate is a bit, well, you might say lazy. And yes, it is. But it was 2:30 in the morning, and I totally forgot about Khand. So I'm sorry. But it matters not, because you get a diplomat at the beginning anyway, and that diplomat will probably serve you for the whole game. So. Have you bashed down the gate yet? Oh, no, because I haven't told you to. Ugh. Having a great day here, aren't we?
Only half.
Oh, see, they just crippled them without any movement, without any charge at all, really.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Ah, we've arrived at the gate. As many of you may well have seen from the changelog as well, if you were already keeping an eye on ModDB or on Total War Center, Theodred has been revived, and I felt like it's worthwhile talking a little bit about that. Now, lore-wise, which is what DaC has always tried to base itself on, Boromir, Faramir, Theodred, and Éomer, none of them are actually alive at the start of our game. Or, I think Boromir is, sorry, and he's about 1 or 2 years old, something like that. And the problem is you can't give unique general portraits to generals upon their coming of age. The only way to do it is a really complicated script, well, complicated to me because I don't understand scripting, but a complicated script whereby you kill the general and then you replace them with an off-map general who's already of age, who is Boromir with the portrait, and you change his allegiance at that point to then say Gondor, and he'll join Gondor. And that's a very convoluted way of getting around it, and I don't, as many of you will know, I'm very anti-scripts. So I didn't want to do that. But because everybody knows Éomer, everyone knows Boromir, everyone knows Faramir, and you're going to want those generals in the game. So despite the fact that they're not really old enough, that's a bit where we do smudge on the lore and we add them in anyway. Even though, as I say, they shouldn't yet be alive. And Theodred is very much the same, but because Theodred dies before anyone's really ever met him in the film, we figured that most people wouldn't really be that attached to Theodred, so we didn't really bother getting him.
We will smash the enemy.
And because we knew that people, many of you of course will know Éomer and will more than likely want Éomer as your leader instead. So to go with that instead, we killed Theodred off immediately and set Éomer as the heir, so that when Theoden dies, you get Éomer, who is far and away a more beloved character than Theodred ever was, because many of the people that play this come to it from the film, and in the film we barely ever see Theodred. In fact, I think you only see his face once when Éomer rides him back to the city. And so we took the decision to kill him off and have Éomer. But in an attempt to help strengthen Rohan, and because we've smudged the lore in a few other places, Hummingbird brought Theodred back to life, and he is now your faction heir. But him and Éomer are alive at the same time, which is a violation of the lore, yes, but Well, they were alive at the same time, obviously, but they were both alive a lot later. Neither of them should even be born, and if they should be born, because I can't remember their exact birth dates, but if they are born, they're very, very young. I know that Boromir is the oldest of the four, and he, in 2980, I think he's 1 or 2 or something like that. I'm pretty sure he's 2977, I want to say. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Someone will comment on it with their usual air of arrogance. But, so we brought Theodred back. Hummingbird brought Theodred back, and I agree with it. I mean, it is better. We are at a point where Theodred wouldn't have actually died yet. We're just at a point where he wouldn't have actually been born yet. So we're jumping the gun quite significantly to add Theodred, but it at least gives you Éomer as Éomer in your family tree, and the heir being Theodred. Oh, look, they're wigging out somewhat. And now he's settled in the ground in the mannequin challenge I've heard tell of. Apparently these men of Arnor are doing very, very well at it. We've pretty much won this. Let's speed that up. We're just waiting on them to charge down the... Oh, why are you so useless? They will run, surely.
Only half
There
the
we are.
enemy force
Capture
remains.
them all. Keep your wolves under control! I'll probably end this episode there as well. I know that many of you were asking for... Oh, I spoke about that last time, didn't I? Many of you were asking for longer videos, but as I say, I'll always do the videos as long as I have the time and energy and desire to do them. So, and 30 minutes is a lovely, happy medium. But we'll go a little bit longer because I have got actually a bit more time today. Sunday, I'm waiting on Little Blue Ferret to return home so we can record the next War in the North episode, which is unfortunately coming to a close. We're getting right near the end now. We're about to meet the dragon. I think there's only 2 levels after that. But if you haven't, of course, do check out Little Blue Ferret's channel. And indeed, the War in the North series that she and I have going at the moment. Kill them all. Wipe them out. All of them. A splendid victory. And the power of the Northern Dunedain is once again curtailed. That building means nothing to us. Get rid of it. We can use everything else. Righty hola. Now the forces that are outside here are not a threat again either. Wargs could probably deal with those, which would get him into the centre actually. So let's do it. Take the generals in the Warg. Captain Borvin, he thinks he's going to be able to threaten us. Save, battle Angmar, yes. Now the problem we have here, of course, is that Wargs have virtually 0 defence. They die really easily to arrow fire, and the Dunedain are the best archers going in this land, save for the elves. Start deployment. So we'll send the general down the middle in flank formation, in wide formation, and then we will flank right around the sides with our 2 Warg units. We go as far wide as we can. Warg riders! Oh, they're on a different hill. Pause. Oh, look, you're in perfect placement though. So you guys come at them. You gentlemen come over here. Let's go for it. Where are they? What are they going to do? That's the question. They're moving. Oh, holy moly.
The battle is very much...
Enemy general fallen. Catapult appears to be running away.
Remains.
The Dunedain Rangers are actually running away. Oh, we took like no losses. An outstanding victory. Continue the battle. Capture as many as you can. Send in the Wargs. Oh, come on. Stop being so rubbish. They always go into this line formation and they don't actually chase the enemy down. I wonder if it's because they're camels and camels just behave differently. Or if they're just buggy. Oh, come on. Get him, get him. There we go. An excellent victory. Only 9 losses. 162 killed. The general Warg Rider is close on behind. Perfect battle. It's the little battles like this. You've got to chip away at the structure, the statue of Northern Dunedain. You've got to constantly badger the buggers because they outclass us so much.
Ambush!
Kill them all. Oh, running away!
Be gone.
Oh, hello, Dunedain scouts. They could actually trouble us. That's interesting that they're not attacking.
Listen up.
We won't give them the pleasure of chasing them down. They'll kill a lot of us.
Completed an objective.
Ah, yes. Welcome to the family, Malgor. Oh, of course, we don't have a family tree, do we? We're Teutonic. Teutonic.
will only address
I
you
actually,
in
to be honest, I really would like if someone could, like, what's it called? How do they teach kids to talk nowadays? Phonetics. If someone could phonetically spell out Teutonic, I'd really like to know how to say it, because I've always called it Teutonic. But someone the other day did say that they thought that was wrong, and I don't like misquoting words from real life. I'm not too bothered if you misquote fantasy words, because there's always an air of poetic license. But with real world words, there's no real poetic license. They are how they should be said. Oh, we're going to get quite a nice army coming from the capital in 2 turns. How much money are we making? A bit, but these cost a lot. We're not going to be making very much in a moment. We will take them to fill that gap there, though. Why, actually? They're only half the price of the bearders and mortar orders. But they're better. We'll take the fellas instead. Hopefully they'll train. So do tell me how to say Teutonic or Teutonic, because I'd like to know. No, we're not going to build anything. That was a foolish decision. Right, we're right at the heart of the Dunedain now, and we've essentially cut Fuerost out. So a scouting party sent north might do some damage up there, actually. Oh, no, Osculon, why don't you abandon me? You hate me. There's zero public order here. Doesn't tell me how long it's going to take till it abandons us.
Get ready. No sleeping here.
Alright, we'll end another turn. We'll definitely use the fact that at the minute we've got fast turn times. What else has changed in 1.1 that's major? I don't think there really is anything. I think I've spoken about most things. Pretty much everything. Ah, look, the Dunedain are coming around from the north. Nokvaraglor, Raklor. Where are the Misty Mountains when you need? And what are they bringing to the table? Ah, they aren't bringing any archers. We do outnumber them. No, we probably will lose, but we can really, really hurt that small invasion force. And everything that dies is something that won't fight against us for a long time. Because the AI Dunedain suffer from the same restrictions that the human Dunedain do.
We must act and halt this turn of events.
So whatever the AI Dunedain can do, or can or can't do, you can and can't do. Right, our only real hope here, I think, is to flank. Right, perfect situation has just arisen. The cavalry have charged into our pike units, so they are basically dead. That'll probably be their general as well. Yeah, it is that. There are 52 of them. There are 132 of us when we started. We've lost about 6. There's no way those Cardellani are going to win that. That tree that you see there on their chest is the tree that I put on the Northern Dunedain city centre flag, which you can actually see if you see me on Steam. You can access my media library, and I took a picture of it with Steam to show Hummingbird, and and then I didn't realise. Well, it doesn't really matter, but it's available to anyone to then look at if they wish to. So. We're down to 119. They've lost 10. Now this is a massive weakness. These Snaggerstalkers aren't going to hold off against either of those units. But if the general can die and we can flank at the right moment, we might get a morale shock. Also, the halberdiers can swap over and support when they've killed these cavalry, which they will do. There is their general. It won't be long till he goes. Still kill more of them at the moment than they have of us, but it's going to swap around soon enough. They're now down to 19 men. And we've only lost... How many did we start with? 132. It's about 20. And they've lost well over 40. Pikes just get such an advantage against cavalry. It's delightful to see. Only 7 of them remain. The general being one. And he's down. He's down. The captain is gone.
defeat seems almost certain.
Fellas arrive in the rear there. They've just finished. Come and get involved over there. Right, we outnumber them and we've surrounded them, but these are very good Dunedain troops. Send in the pikemen, come on. Oh, they don't like being surrounded, do they? The fort units are wavering. The fort units are wavering. Press! Press! Dunedain aren't wavering.
Only half our army is tiring.
Go on, go on. Damn it! No, our snagger have abandoned us. Oh, and the four axemen have... Oh, they've... Oh, and it's over. That was our one chance. It won't be long till the Habideers run away as well. But we killed 50% of them, which is at least good. That army that's just trained in Kharndum should be able to come and deal with this. And there we go, it's all over. Units that have already run away don't have very much fighting effectiveness. We'll kill some more though before we go down. Snagger are just not worth it. I should stop training them really. Because they're just not good enough to do anything.
Our enemy has command of the city.
And our last two men go down. 642 we lost, we killed 109. They're so powerful compared to us. We are masterfully outclassed here. Shame, really. Not since the days of Glorfindel.
It's a trap!
Earendor, Earnor. Can't remember which one it was. I can tell you that Arvaleg was the last king of Arnor, because Arvaleg literally means last king. And he lived very much up to his name. But not since those days have the Dunedain pressed so deep into the heart of Angmar. Oh, I'm not even going to bother auto-resolving that, fighting that. We kill none. But our army is just a few days away, and the elves might even build something in that time. You never know, they might get a cheeky construction in. We have to... Oh, why? Bear with me. Hello, welcome back. It's not gone well, everyone. It's not gone well at all. Now, I moved a general who was besieging Caer Andros. I moved him up here and it didn't crash, but I expect it probably will do in a minute, because when a general is besieging a city and you move him with the toggle fog of war, he moves as if he's still besieging the city. And so that might well crash again in a minute, but the only way to get around that is to attack him, and I'm unfortunately allied with Mordor, so I don't know what I'm going to have to do, but we should try and train a diplomat in preparation for that. Now, Oskelon did go rebel, but brace yourselves for everything else that happened. I auto-resolved, of course. I had to auto-resolve the knock for a claw. This time we only killed 150 of them, but that's not too bad. I can accept that. It's not the end of the world. However, this time Lyndon did take Perth and Lune, so we've lost that. And, of course, we've lost Thranduil's halls. Thorin's halls. But also, as I had the toggle fog of war command off, I just realised, or I just noticed... Excuse me, sorry. Lyndon have an army here going round for Hamgathol. They're everywhere. They're bloody everywhere.
Listen up!
So, we'll do what we're going to do. Send out our preparations.
Regroup, you louts!
And then we'll save it.
Listen up!
Right, you and you head down there to take Lune back.
Get ready for
You head
fighting.
for Thorin's halls.
Attack!
It's the best I've got. Where can I train a diplomat? We need a diplomat first, because it's looking like we might need a crash protection in a moment. Oh, Thorin's halls could train a diplomat, couldn't it? Oh, that's annoying. I don't think we can train a diplomat. We've got a spy, but... So, settlement besieged Knothra-Claw. Settlement occupied Knothra-Claw. Settlement besieged Thorin's halls. Settlement besieged Perth and Lune. Settlement occupied Perth and Lune. It's near going too well. It's near going too well at all.
I'll rip off
Although
your
at least
head and
Oscalon
spit
did
on
go
your neck.
rebel, as I say. So Linden at the moment aren't interested in that. And also the Amunsul has been relatively safe. We have got that army coming from there. A full army, they'll be able to head down and support Shadoon. And the army here, I think they're going to leave behind that unit. Merge. Oh, they already are, aren't they? Take 2 into that.
No sleeping
into
here.
that. Leave those behind, and we're going to push for Fornost to Rhine,
We have
because it's a
completed
massive
an
moneymaker.
objective.
And the Northern Dunedain aren't too much of a
Objective
threat.
complete.
Linden are the threat. I can't really afford to let them get any stronger. But I will end the episode there, because that's now far longer than I would normally hope, and we're about where we should be. So I do hope you've enjoyed watching, if indeed you have watched, and I hope you're enjoying 1.1 if it's already out, or you'll enjoy it when it comes out sometime this week, so stay tuned for that. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar and Den Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.